Now that we're in September, I can share with you the market data that we have for Lakewood Ranch ending August 2025. And for those of you that commented on the video last month when I asked if anybody had specific neighborhoods that they were interested in, Lakewood National, Lake Club, and Esplanade at Azario will be featured at the end of this video, so stick around for that information. Hello, it's Mark Bamig with Michael Saunders and Company. So today I wanted to go over what the market conditions are and the stats are with you for the Lakewood Ranch area. Now, I've got this broken down into two different segments. The first segment is zip code for 34202 and 34211 for single family homes only. And this is what the stats reveal. There were 539 homes that were on the market and 154 homes went pending and 157 of those closed during the month of August. The homes that were available for sale in August dropped 12.2% from July, but they were up 1.1 compared to a year earlier as far as the number of homes. Closed 157. Well, that's up 10.6% compared to last month, as well as 10.6 compared to a year ago. And then the homes that went under contract of 154 units, that's up 2% compared to last month and 62% compared to last year. So you can see from a year-over-year basis, that's quite a substantial increase from the homes that went under contract. Now, here we see that the average price per square foot is gaining a little bit of attraction. And I don't know if you remember a couple of months ago, we had a low of $299 a square foot, and now we're back up to $339 a square foot. Now, this is where we actually see some discrepancies between the two zip codes of 34202 and 34211 versus the map search that we'll see here in just a minute. It took an average of 81 days for a house to go under contract, and the list price to sell price ratio was 92%. As far as the averages go, the average home listed on the market came in at $970,000, and the average sold home was $907,000, and the median price home that sold, the one that fell right there in the middle, was $700,000. Here we see that the median home sold price was down 2.8 compared to the last month, but up 6.7 compared to the last year. And the average sale price was up 1.5% from last month, and the average sold price was up 1.2 compared to last month, but up 17.3 compared to a year ago. So some of these indicators make me feel like the market has started to shift and turn around in a positive position. Our amount of inventory shows 3.4%, and that's based on the number of homes that we had available for sale, which was 539, and the number of homes that actually closed, which was 507. So if you divide those two numbers out, you're going to come with 3.4 months of inventory. Well, the feds have not cut their interest rate yet, but right now we're at 6.48%, and that's the first time I've seen this number under 6.5 in quite some time. So I think we're headed towards a downward direction for interest rates here in the near future. Now, you should recognize this map. This is the Lakewood Ranch outline, and at the end of the August, we had 522 homes that were actually on the market with an average price of $954,000. Now, these slides come from MLS, and these are the numbers that we get when we map out that particular search. The number of homes that went pending in August for Lakewood Ranch mapped area is 124, and it took these homes an average of 125 days to go under contract. And finally, the number of homes sold according to the MLS and on this map was 148 with an average price of $906,000 and an average price per square foot of $331. They sold at an average of 97% of list price. Now, there's some new construction homes that are reflected in these numbers. And just remember, that is the price when the house goes under contract, not the original list price. For those of you that commented last month, let's go see your selections. And if you'd like to see a community featured on the market update, just drop a comment down in the link below, and we'd be glad to try and get it added to the video next month. So the way I set this search up is I try and draw a map around the communities in case someone has listed information incorrectly. At least they typically get the addresses right. It'll populate on these stats when we put it on MLS. So for Lakewood National, there's actually 7 single-family homes that are on the market at the end of August, with an average price of just over $1 million and the average days on market so far of 102. Now, there's currently one pending at the end of August with a price of $1.499 million, and it was on the market for 44 days before it went under contract. We'll know when it closes what the actual sale price is. I went back 3 months to gather these stats, so this is going to be June, July, and August, so we could get some pretty good sold data for the properties in Lakewood National, and these are just single-family homes. So the average price was $425 a square foot, closing at just a little over $1 million and on the market for 54 days, with an average list price to sell price of 93.8%. That is at the time of contract, not the original list price. Now we're going to shift our focus over to Lake Club. And as you can see, here's the boundary outline for Lake Club. And this is coming off the MLS map. So for Lake Club, there was quite a few homes on the market, and it was hard to get all of this data on one page, but you can see that there's 16 active listings. And at the end of August, the average price was $3,207,000. And they've been on the market for an average of 77 days. So at the end of August, 4 are currently pending, average days on market 49, and average list price $2,769,000. And over the last 3 months in Lake Club, there's been a total of 9 sales. Now, these homes averaged 51 days on the market, and they had a 92.6% list price to sell price ratio, and the average sale price was $3,221,000. Now, our last community for the update for this month is Esplanade at Azario, and there were so many in Esplanade, I can only bring in the last sheet, but here's 22 that are currently on the market. Now, these do consist of resale and new construction, and the average days so far on market is 114 days with an average list price of just over $1.3 million. The total number of pending homes at the end of August was 9, and they've been on the market for 127 days. They carry an average price of $1,259,000. And then finally, the number of homes sold in Esplanade over the last 3 months is 29. Those again are going to be accounted for by resale and new construction. They all took an average of 71 days to get on the market and get sold with an average sale price of just over $1 million. I hope this gives you a better understanding of the market conditions here in Lakewood Ranch. And should you find yourself coming to the area, I'd be more than happy to help you navigate the purchase of a home, or if you currently live here in Lakewood Ranch, I'd be honored to come out and sit down and have a conversation with you about putting your home on the market and what that might look like at this time with our current market conditions. And for those of you that might be looking for a new golf community, here's a new video that we just put up on the new golf course community of Calusa. Mark Bamig, Michael Saunders and Company.